Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I am Happy
And my name is Ehi.
and this is the Happy
Ehi After Channel.
So if it's your first time here, thank you for coming. We are an inter-African couple living in China and we just share tips about our life, our daily life, our experiences and the like.
Yes. So today we want to just tell you about 5 reasons why we absolutely do not like living in China. If you have watched our previous videos, we have shared 5 reasons why we're absolutely in love with living in this place, but also to balance things, we also want to tell you about 5 things we have to deal with here that drives us crazy.
But we have to say though, this is not to discourage anybody from coming here. It's still a beautiful country, but this is from our experiences.
Yes, from our experiences, and of course anybody knows I am the biggest advocate of China. You know, I absolutely love China, absolutely love the Chinese people, but it's important to balance what you should expect when you're coming to live in China.
So what don't you like, Mr. Ehi?
I think the first thing that drives me crazy the most about living in China is the access to services. Of course, we understand Chinese to some extent, you can get by, but when it comes to accessing complicated services, for example in a hospital, or you need some kind of document from a government office, especially when you have to deal with government workers, it's frustrating. Your translator is never enough. Nobody understands what you're saying. You don't understand what they're saying. You don't know if it's not possible or if they just don't understand you. So you can end up spending hours or sometimes weeks going in circles trying to get something so simple. I'll give an example. I was trying to get a letter from my bank, just explaining, letter of introduction from my bank, explaining that, okay, I have a bank account, these are all the bank accounts I have, this is my bank balance, and I don't owe the bank any money. And I spent hours and hours trying to explain what I needed, and it seemed like they didn't understand anything. And finally, after maybe, I don't know, 3 hours, it turns out they do have this document. And, oh, is this what you mean? Of course it's what I mean. Why didn't you just bring this out in the first place? You know, that kind of frustration. Here, you're going to the bank in China as a foreigner.
Budget a day.
Just book a day. You can't achieve anything if you don't spend the whole day. That can be frustrating. Absolutely.
Just to add on what he's saying, and then you have this word, mayo, or no, or we don't have it. This is like the answer, the instant answer they give when you have a request. No, or we don't have it. We don't know what you mean. Mayo.
Bukai. Take a bushing. It's I'm not, because all these words mean no, impossible, cannot happen. But actually,
it is possible.
It means I don't know. And I have to go and find out. But so instead of going to find out, I will just tell you it's impossible, so you just go away from me. And that can be so frustrating, especially when you understand what it means.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's crazy frustrating.
How about one more from you?
Well, another thing I don't like to deal with about living in China is still this negative perception of some Chinese people about African people.
Yes.
It can get very annoying. You know, in Western countries, racism is, how should I say,
it's
over.
racism.
You understand that this person understands that they are being racist. So you can get to, mess them up or do them anyhow you like. But here in China, it's a bit different because you experience some things and you have to think about, oh, maybe it's just lack of basic knowledge, because you find a lot of negative things even in the Chinese news about African people, and somebody comes to you with such negative knowledge like, oh, I hear this about Africa, or I hear that about Africa, or is it true, or African people don't do this, or African people do that, can be very, very frustrating and annoying. The Uyimbos, they've learned to hide their own, make it covert racism. But here you are dealing with something very blatant and you don't really know how to react to it because you understand that here things are basically different The culture is different, the way of thinking is different, the way of behaving is different. So having to navigate through those things can be very, very
I think
annoying.
the worst time to be around like the community and take walks, it's when it's like it's a holiday and all these Chinese guys come from the village, come to the town, and it's the first time they're seeing a black person.
Yeah.
Even our son will be like, no, I'm staying home today.
Yeah, that can get, a lot of can I take a picture with you? Can I take a picture with you? Or people just taking pictures of you, like just take a picture of this shiny black man I'm seeing for the first time.
Oh yeah, now you're saying shiny. The first time he came to China, oh my God, I'm famous. I told them I'm Jay-Z. He was posting with people taking pictures. He was so excited. Now you're saying shiny.
Of course, it gets old, but anyways, these are one of the things we have to deal with that are maybe not just specific to Africans or black people, people from all races.
Yeah.
As long as you're a foreigner, to many people in China, we've never seen you before, we don't know about. Imagine a grandmother who has lived to 75 or 80, never met a foreigner her entire life, finally meets you. You can imagine the situation, and there are many of those, many of those.
Okay, I think we should also go back to the basics. I was fortunate enough to learn Chinese while I was still in Botswana, but I think one of the thing causing problem is the language barrier. This is the most among the roots of all these problems foreigners have here. Just not understanding what they're saying makes life difficult.
Yes, the more you learn Chinese, the easier it gets living here, basically.
Can you speak Chinese?
Oh, wait, short. Anyways, that is number 2. Number 3 reason why living here can be frustrating and difficult is the temporary nature of living here as a foreigner. I always say this. Basically, what China has for most foreigners, even if you're working here, is a long-term or an extended visitor's visa, basically. Even if you have a residence permit and a work permit, of course, every foreigner understands that just gives you access to work and live here, nothing long-term. Because ever since I've been in China, for the last 7 years, the only time I ever got a 2 years residence permit was when I was studying. I was given 2 years residence permit for my master's degree, which they don't give anymore. You understand? Now I've been working for the last, 5 years. Every year you have to go and renew. Every year you have to go and renew. So you're always thinking about the timing to go and renew your visa. You're planning your holiday, but you have to renew your visa first. You want to apply for visa to another country. They're telling you should have at least 6 months residence permit, but your residence permit is just 3 months. All that temporary nature of living here means that you can't really plan for the long term while living here. All of your plans has to go year by year by year by year. Because if you're living in China and you say, oh, okay, I will plan to do this in 5 years, or I plan to do this in 7 years, things move really fast here. Sometimes it can be in your favor. Sometimes when it's not in your favor, it can be that fast. 1 minute you're living and working here, the next minute you have 10 days to leave. We have seen that happen to a lot of our friends. And that is why every foreigner living in China knows that the first thing you have to make absolute sure of is your residence permit.
And we also have a video where you explain that always have a plan B.
Yes.
You are in China, but always have an egg. We have a friend who says they always check flight prices and make sure they have that flight money just there, because you never know when.
You don't want to be caught unawares. You don't want to be caught in the fast-moving pace of China in the negative way. Honestly, it's not a good deal, especially when you have a family, you have young kids. Having to always worry about, will we be here next year? Will we not be here? We've been working with the same employer for a while now, but still, every time we still have to think about, this time, would there be a policy change? Would something happen? So that temporary nature of living here is something that is not just sitting right with me. I don't like them. I just don't like them.
Also, I think your 5 years here, your 7 years doesn't count for anything. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
If we spent 7 years in Australia
I
or
would be
New
Australian.
Zealand,
You understand? My guys, when I was coming to China, my guys that went to Australia, Canada, even
Africa. Even
UK,
South
South Africa,
Yeah.
they are all basically citizens. And me and here still in every year. You understand? So this kind of thing, when you think about it, can be frustrating. But if you have a goal for
Yeah.
why you came here, what you want to achieve while you're here, then it's fine. So basically, you should keep that in mind. They're not saying you nothing like permanent, except you are Mark Zuckerberg or you are any money like some rich
people.
CEO. The threshold or the requirements you need to meet to qualify for permanent residence in China is one of the strictest in the world. It's almost impossible for a regular worker.
Yeah.
For example, you have to pay at least $200,000 in taxes. So how much will you earn to pay $200,000 in Cali? You said tinker. I'll just leave it there.
Another thing is that what I absolutely don't like, there is never an explanation for why something cannot be. No. Look, you ask for something, no, we cannot. So why, or what can I do to improve, or no? It's just no, no, oh no. That's it. That's it.
You know, the first time I faced this thing was when I applied for my first Chinese visa. Came back, not granted. No reason, nothing to say, oh, you didn't submit this, or this is the reason why. You know, like Oyimbos we do now, the Europeans and the Americans, oh, we saw that you are not fit enough, or maybe your reasons are not good. Nothing. You just put in passport with document, your passport comes out, you open it, no visa. No explanation. Nothing. And me, I was there thinking that, oh my God, maybe I've completely failed. If not for God, that just sent one guy who was also there to tell me that, oh no, you just need to apply again. That here they won't give you a reason. It might be just some backlog issues. That's why they didn't stamp. No. They will just say no. So it has nothing to do with your documents and everything. And coming into China, I faced the same thing. All you will hear is no. Okay, give me an explanation so I understand how to do it. No explanations, nothing. So how am I supposed to improve? How am I supposed to reapply? What am I supposed to do? Here, the culture doesn't give explanation. No is no, yes is yes. And you know how frustrating that can be for you coming from another culture. So that is very, very frustrating. And finally, one thing I really don't like about living here is, as welcoming as the Chinese culture is, as welcoming as the Chinese people are, here as living as a foreigner, especially if you don't have Chinese wife, if you're like me, you go and fall in love with somebody that's not Chinese. Nothing for you. Nothing for you. You see, the life of a foreigner in China and the life of a Chinese person in China can be quite different. Yeah. There's nothing like credit card, mortgage to buy house. Everything you are buying here in China, you pay cash.
No credit.
No credit, nothing like that. No loan, no access to business loan, no access to government programs. Nothing like that. You work your ass off by yourself.
Yes.
So, and that can feel unfair sometimes, especially when you've lived here 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You start to feel like, oh, at least I should get something, being a part of the society, contributing to the society. I should be able to get something as simple as let me be able to just scan my face in the train station and go. No, you are a foreigner, you're using a passport, your own system is different. You have to go to the guy will open your passport and stamp, and you see your Chinese people just like, you know, it can get frustrating. So
do you remember the woman who's like a sales agent for a house? And first she said, oh no, you cannot buy, just look for Chinese friend help you buy. It's just like, come on, how can somebody help me buy a house in their name, but it's my house?
For example, we've lived in this community for almost 5 years now. We've watched the community grow. We could have invested and bought houses early when they were cheap, and by now would have value for our money. But no, you are a foreigner. You are not qualified for any kind of loan, not even $100 loan from the bank.
Impossible.
Nobody's giving you anything like that.
So yeah.
So those are the 5 major things that frustrates us about
so
living here. But of course,
But
we've
you
lived
gotta
here. We've learned how to navigate our way
Uh-huh.
through them, and we still appreciate the
Yes,
opportunities we get from living here.
Like we said, this is not to discourage you. Come to this beautiful country.
Yeah, at least now you know what to look out for. You can prepare your mind. It won't just hit you like. You will not be shocked. They won't shock you out of your mind. You understand? Now you know what to expect. So now you can prepare yourself better for it. Bring your own money.
Don't come like this one. We're short.
Bring your own money. Let your money is complete. You understand? So those are the 5 things we believe many foreigners struggle with about living in China. So till we see you next time, please continue to like, continue to share, continue to subscribe. We appreciate each and every one of you. And please, if you have any comments or questions, leave it in the comment box below.
And we will respond.
We'll respond and we'll get back to you. And if you have any suggestions of what kind of videos you would like to see on our channel, we are open to suggestions.
Yes.
So please also leave it in the comment box below.
Cheers.
So we'll see you next time. Cheers. We're still the Happy Ehi After channel, and get us to 2,000 subscribers.